Hariam girls. Here we are going to discuss how a frequent pattern tree can be constructed from the given transaction database. So in our previous video we have discussed what is FP growth tree algorithm and how it is effective in generating the frequent pattern also was discussed. Now we are going to talk about how the FP tree will be constructed from the given transaction database. So please observe the transaction database. This is the given transaction database. The minimum support value is taken as 3, and from the given transaction database we have listed all the items that are available in the transaction database. Then the frequency is also counted and that is listed in the transaction database. Please make a note of it. This is the given transaction database. So as the first step, we find the frequency of single items. So here all the items are listed and the frequency is listed here. The minimum support is considered to be 3. Therefore, the frequent items will be A, B, then F, C, M and P. All the other items are having frequency lesser than minimum support. So all the items like D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, O are ignored for the construction of frequent pattern tree. So after the first scan of the database, actually when you are counting the support value of each item, we scan the transaction database, right? So how many times A is appearing? So here it is 1, 2, then 3. So you scan the transaction database. Again for B, again scan the transaction database. Again for C, scan the transaction database. So we scan the transaction database for once, then the frequency of each item will be considered. From these items and frequency, we are going to select the items which are having minimum support value greater than or equal to 3. But if you observe here, it is not written as it is like A, B, F, M, P. Instead, it is written in the descending order of the frequency. That is what you have to observe. So F is having the highest frequency 4, C is having the highest frequency 4, then A, B, M, P are having frequency count as 3. So this will be the first frequency list we will get after ignoring the infrequent items. Please make a note of it. So you can see here the frequency of each items are listed in the descending order after the first scan of the database. Okay. So once you have listed these frequent items, the second step is we are going to scan the transaction database for the second time and we are going to order the frequent items of each transaction. So you can observe here, this is the first transaction. How it is reordered depending on the frequency of each items. So if you consider here F is a frequent item, so F will be considered. A is frequent, C is frequent, right? That is what we have here, right? F, C, A, B, M, P are the frequent items. So you consider F, A, C, D is not considered. This is ignored. G is ignored. I is also ignored. M, P are considered. Okay. Now when we have these items, it is F, A, C, M, P. But we are going to write this F, A, C, M, P into the descending order of the frequency count. So instead of FAC, we write it like FCAMP. Then the second transaction is taken. If you see, the second transaction is ABCFLMO. Out of these items, L and O are the infrequent items. So ignore them and reorder the items. Reorder the items in the descending order of their frequency. So again you will have F, C, A, B, M. Right? A, B, C, F, M nilladina. We are going to write it in the descending order of the frequency. So it is F, C, A, B, M. And again here you have B, F, H, J, O. So you have F and B alone as the frequent items. All these are infrequent items, so ignore them. So you have FB. So F is having the highest frequency comparing to B. F is having 4, B is having 3. So you write it like FB. In the same way here, B, C, P are the only frequent items. So write it like CBP. Then again here you have A, F, C, P, M. So write it like F, C, A, M, P. So this is what your reordered frequent items based on their support count value. All the infrequent items are removed from the transactions. Now your transaction is having a one item set which are frequent items. All the single item frequency is calculated. We are going to consider only the frequent items for the transaction. So all the infrequent items from the given transaction database is now removed for the construction of the FP tree. So please make a note of it. So now we have the transaction database is converted into frequency count of single item. Then from there the given transaction database is reduced by the frequent items alone, and we order the items based on the frequency. That is step 2. So now this will be considered for constructing the frequent pattern tree. Now what we are going to do? We are going to start constructing the frequent pattern tree, for which we are going to first create the header table. For creating the header table, we are going to consider the items and the pointer to header node. These are the two fields in the header table. So we have the items listed and the pointer to header node. So these are the different items we have here in the reorder transaction, and initially in the header table all the items will be having null pointer because you have not yet created any node. Okay. So this will be your header table. So creating the header table is step 3 for the construction of FP tree. Then what we are going to do? We have to read each transaction and we have to start creating the nodes of FP tree with the header table. Along with the header table, we need to create the tree also. So as usual, we are going to create a root node which will not have any item. It is going to be just a root node which will be having two items, which will be pointing to the item prefix subtree. It will be pointing to the item prefix subtree. Now let us see how we are going to construct the tree. I repeat, the reorder transaction will be considered for constructing the FP tree. We create the header table. All the items will be initially having null pointer in the pointer to header node. So this will be your header table. Along with the header table, we are going to create the tree. For creating the tree, we will have the root node, and this root node will be pointing to the item prefix subtree. So first we are going to consider the first transaction. What is your first transaction? This is your first transaction, right? So you take the first transaction and take F. So for F, you are going to create a new node, and the item prefix subtree will have nodes in this particular format. It will have the item name, count, and pointer to the next node, right? So create the node for F. So after creating the node for F, root node will be pointing to this, and this header node will be pointing to the first node of F. Okay. So what happens? You create the node, then the root node will be pointing to this, and the header node will be pointing to this. Then what we have to do, take the second item, which will be C. C will be the child node of F, because from F the path goes to C. So it will be the child node of F. And since this is the first node for C, the header node will be pointing to this particular node. The pointer will be pointing to this one as the header node. Then create the third node, which will be A. Again the count will be 1. For that also the pointer to header node will be pointing here, because this is the first node of A. And then M will be created. And the pointer will be pointing to this particular node. And then P will be created, and this pointer will be pointing to this node, right? So what happens? Consider the first transaction, create the first item node, change the links of root node and the pointer to header node. Then create the second node for C, change the pointer to header node to this particular node. So in the same way we do for A, M and P. And you can observe, this is the first path we have created for the transaction FCAMP. So since we have created only one node of each, we have the count as 1. So this is the first item created, second item created, third item, fourth item and fifth item is created. Now we are going to consider the second transaction, right? So for this particular transaction, these are the nodes. Now we are going to consider the second transaction. So for this transaction, F value will be incremented, right? You can observe from here, from this we are creating the nodes for this particular transaction. So F is already there. So I am going to increment the count. And then I have C, so increment the count. I have A, so increment the count. From A there is no path leading to B. So I need to create a new node B, which will be pointed from A. This will be the child node of A. And since this B is the first node of B, the pointer to header node will be pointing to this. And the count is 1. Right? This is the first time B is encountered. So 1 will be the count. Then from B, I have one M. So M node is to be created, which will be the child node of B. And since M is the second node created, what we have to do? Already the header pointer to header node is pointing to this. So from here, the null pointer will be changed and it will be pointing to this particular M node. Okay. So thereby we have completed 2 transactions. Now we go to the third transaction. This is the third transaction. So in the third transaction, first node is F. So directly from the root node we have F. So this 2 is incremented as 3. Then the B node is created. So this is going to be the child node of this. And since this B is the second node of B, the first node will be pointing to this node. Observe here, earlier this B was having null value. Now another B node has been created here. So this is changed here. Then we enter into the fourth transaction, CBP. So right from the root node, we don't have any node pointing to C. So actually this comes from the root node. Okay, so please make a note of it. This comes from the root node, not from F. This is actually coming from here, from the root node. Please make this correction. It is not coming from F. The C is the first node created from the root node. So this line is actually coming from the root node. So from root node connected to C. And this C is actually the second C created. So from this, so this is actually having null value. Now we are going to remove this null value and create a pointer which will be pointing to this particular node. All the others are maintained as it is. Then we have B. So from C, create a new node B, and this B is the third B node. So from the second node, have a pointer to the third B node. Then from B we have another node P. So create a node P. And this P is the second node created in the FP tree. So from the first node have a pointer to this particular node. Then we have the last transaction. So with that we are completing the fourth transaction. Okay, so fourth transaction will have the FP tree like this. And please make a note of it. This line is not coming from F. It must come from the root node. Then the last transaction is again FCAMP. So here from the root node we have already F. So 3 will be changed to 4. Then from F we already have C. So from 2 we change it to 3. Then from C we already have A. So change this A to 3. Then from A we already have M. So this M will be now changed to 2. The same way from M we have P. So this P is to be changed to 2. So this is how all the 5 transactions are considered and the FP tree is constructed finally like this. So this is going to be your final FP tree, and please I repeat, this line is not from F, it must come from the root node. Please make a note of it. So finally, if you see, for F, the frequency is 4. So this node is having the frequency as 4. For C, we have the frequency as 4. So you can see here, first node is having frequency 3 and the second node is having 1. So 3 plus 1 total 4. Then for A, the frequency is 3. So we have only one node A with frequency 3. Then for B, we have the frequency count as 3. So you can observe here from header node 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 is the support count value for B. The same way for M, the frequency count will be 3, which is 2 plus 1. That is going to be 3. Again for P, the support count value we have seen as 3. So you can see here this is 2 plus 1, 3. So this is going to be your final FP tree constructed for the given transaction database. So this is how we construct the FP tree for the given transaction database. So once we have completed the FP tree construction, the frequent patterns will be mined only from this FP tree and not from the transaction database. So with that we are completing phase 1. So when it enters into phase 2, transaction database will be completely discarded from the memory and the memory will have only the frequent pattern tree, so that the FP tree will be mined part by part. So to be more precise, the FP tree will be decomposed into smaller FP tree to derive the frequent patterns of the given database. So that is what we are going to do in phase 2. So far we have seen only phase 1. So these 4 steps are used for finding the frequent pattern tree of the given database. Now in the next session we will be discussing phase 2, where the constructed FP tree will be used as the input for generating the frequent patterns. Thank you, girls.